All right, welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. I got a pic of Ciez here to replace the actual Ciez. There you are, Ciez, with your buddies. Is that a wedding shot or what? They're kind of holding him sideways. See?
Yeah, that was at my wedding 2 years ago.
So there we go. All right, so we got second best. We're not going to try to push our luck by being greedy and grabbing some webcam video from Skype anymore. Hey, the players are starting to move. We timed this perfectly. You guys ready for game 3? Let me get a clap out in the chat. Let me get a clap. We're going to go into game 3. They're starting to move. The pieces are moving on the battlefield. Ciez, you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, let's go, folks. Let's get that overlay up. If you noticed, if you're an astute viewer, you'll notice something special about that overlay. All right, come on in, folks. Here we go. In the bottom of Samoski, that's going to be our games 3 and 4 map. We have Jesulin sticking with the Soviets. He'll be in the blue trunks rocking that Soviet faction, but we have something a little different happening up here. Good old Wehrmacht. Our beloved Oster has returned. No OKV this time from Luvnest. He's going to go with the Wehrmacht. And so we're going to see more than just two factions in this contest. And I like that. Players changing it up. What do you think, Ciez? Wehrmacht on Samoski.
They are good on Samosi against the Soviets if you can get that pin in. I still think that Oberkommando is probably the stronger 1v1 faction, but I want to give Luvnest a lot of props for going old school, going with that Auster, changing it up for us. So we'll get to see a nice old school game. Should be very interesting.
All right, let's have a quick perusal of Luvnest's doctrines. He's got mechanized assault. We haven't seen assault grenadiers in ages. People tend to like to go this now for the Stug aus FE, which is an excellent anti-infantry gun, and it can swallow up some shots, take some beating, with later on the Tiger tank. Next, we have the Spearhead Doctrine, which gives you access to the early mortar. It could be good on this map if it starts to camp up, and also ends with a Tiger tank. And then finally, Lightning War, Tiger tank included, and some Stuka close air support. Do you have a prediction of which doctrine we will see? Ciez.
I think if Jesulin goes tier 1, we'll probably see either Lightning War or Mechanized Assault. I think that the Spearhead is really, really good if Jesulin was to go tier 2 and try to get some AT guns, get some mortars out. Either way, I do believe we'll be seeing Tigers.
Yeah, right? All three doctrines have that lovely Tiger 1 tank, that big nasty beast, the cat. That's the Panzerkampfwagen 6, I believe. The Panzer 6. Or was it the 5? Is the Panther the 6?
I think the 5. I think the 5 is the Panther, right? And
let's see if I can hover. Maybe it tells me. No, but when he calls it out, 5, 6. I think maybe the Panther was the 6 and the Tiger was the 5. Anyway,
the Panther was the 5.
You might be right. But then, they have lots of names. Panzerkampfwagen 6 or 5. And then they also have Tiger 1 and Tiger 2 and Königstiger and Panther. Yeah. All these.
Of course, they have the different variations of all of those too.
So many different Stugs. If you ever look at a Wikipedia article, you'll see the Ausführung. Aus-F stands for Ausführung, and there are A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I. There are so many different editions of the Stug. It was used all throughout World War II, and it developed and changed after each year of the war. So I think if he goes mechanized, I think we're surely going to see the Stug 3 aus FE.
So I have a theory as to why Luvnest may have picked Auster on this map, and I think that he knew Jesulin was going to go Soviet. Jesulin's pretty vocal about his dislike for the USF, and I think that Luvnest probably didn't want to deal with M3s on a map like Samoski, where they can just kind of run rampant.
This is interesting. Luvnest has decided to go 4 grenadiers into a mortar. Do you think that he'll really be able to make a mortar pay dividends against such a player like Jesulin?
Given all of the houses in the mid, I think that might have been why he did it, as his way of getting conscripts out of houses early on if he needs to.
Oh, I just watched the pink mist burst from a conscript's head as he was knocked out by that Gren squad. They do win the fight, though. But man, I was zoomed in, and the pink mist was like over the dude's head. It was pretty violent.
Relic's little details are always amaze me in this game.
Yeah.
And Luvnest opting for a very early flamethrower. I think he just doesn't want Jesulin to be in these houses at all.
Yeah, right?
Flamethrower
Everything
and
he's
aborted
doing,
this
he's
earlier.
building to counter houses. Jesulin has a flamethrower of his own, which he has just loaded into the M3. And so now, he'll have a lot of mobility, and we'll see how much pain he can put in. One thing that's good about Oster is that they have a snare. Those 4 Gren squads, they have a Faust, and they can snare that M3, and that's something that the OKB doesn't have. Whoa, lucky mortar shot lines right on the head of the M3.
That's the real counter to this M3 is the mortar, apparently.
Yeah,
We just didn't know it.
Exactly. Okay, well, Jesulin didn't really like the feel of that, and he's backing the M3 out of the action to repair it. And I'm surprised because, it only has a limited window of opportunity, and he's sacrificing that window right now, and sort of playing it safe.
And Luvnest is actually doing a really, really good job at countering this M3 play. I know the M3 just came, but if you look at how Luvnest's squads are pretty tight-knit, he just wants to avoid any long retreat path if the M3 would get to chase him, because that's when the M3 is the most deadly. When they get to chase you for like 30 seconds while you have to run home, that's when you lose those squads, and it makes such a big impact.
Exactly. I mean, how many times have we seen this M3 in this exact position in the hands of OMG Pop chasing down a retreating Pioneer or Grenadier squad, as they're trying to do now, in fact, and wiping it out before he could get into the safety of his base. We've seen it a million times.
All the way into the base. That's a really low health Gren.
Oh, he got it.
He got it.
He got it. Speak of the devil.
That was exactly what I was saying. You
It's
want to
exactly what we were talking about. Okay. I'm happy that we get to see Samoski as our second map. And, secretly I'm rooting for this to go to Game 5. We have no idea what map they may have chosen for a potential ace game. But Ami the caster always roots for the maximum amount of Company of Heroes 2 action as possible.
Now, even though he did lose that Gren squad, Luvnest has a really, really firm hold on the middle of the map, and that tends to be the most important part of Samwaski.
It's true. He's garrisoned the church. He's garrisoned this house, this sort of to the northeast of the church by the lake. His mortar is in a very far forward position, actually capping the victory point. All right, Jesulin's pushing out. He's got some conscripts here. He's got his flamers working on Flamer v. Flamer in the graveyard. And it looks like
engineers are winning, though.
Yeah, the engineers win that fight. Luvnest has to retreat. I wonder if this mortar will land any big shots. We can keep an eye on its kill count. Here comes the M3. The M3 is going to force these Grenadiers out of this house. Nicely microed. Good harassment by Jesulin. He's all the way up on the top of the map, keeping Luvnest off of his fuel. We do have a 221 coming out, which is currently being upgraded to the 222. That will be good for chasing down that rascally M3.
It's also good at chasing squads on this map. Like, if he went north to clear out that conscript squad, he'd get to chase it for a long, long time.
Wow, very aggressive play from Jesulin, hurdling the fence around the graveyard, rushing his conscripts across the road, and it looks like we're going to see a full retreat from Luvnest, and that's bad timing because he wanted his infantry to be able to support his brand spanking new SDKFZ 222, but without infantry support there, that scout car is going to have to be much more cautious. Do we have 18 nades yet?
Let me check. I did notice that Jesulin was planting a demo charge on that house, right by Luvnest's cutoff, and he's currently researching 18 aids they just finished up.
They just popped. I was able to catch the cooldown. Yes, that demo is in. 18 aids are there, but the mortar was able to reposition and fire from, deep into Axis territory and actually, get some work done against some conscripts and send them away. Now, Luvnest is going to work on retaking his fuel. He has to task 2 Grenadier squads to go up there and fight these conscripts. It's interesting that he's coming from the south, so that you think that that's fully negating the cover of the sandbags?
It should be, yeah, since cover is directional in this game for anybody new to Company of Heroes. So by coming in from that flank, he's able to completely negate the bonus cover that the conscripts would normally have by hiding behind those sandbags.
All right, well, the M3 has joined, and wow, I think they're microing somewhere else. The M3 is a bit inactive at the moment. There's action happening in the center. I wonder if this M3, now he's going to sort of just back out of it. He doesn't want to get Fausted, because that would probably be the end of him when you're so deep into enemy territory up there. You don't want to get Fausted, don't want to get snared. He's going to concentrate on this fight in the middle. The conscripts are moving in. The M3 has retreated to the center. Nobody's in the church right now. The mortar is firing away. We got Luvnest's flamers. He's somehow avoided the spot where the demo is.
I think he has his sweepers there, so if you turn on the fog war, he definitely can see it.
He's detected it. Excellent. Now
is
it's
he
another.
Gonna sweep it? Is he going for it? Normally you don't want to sweep because they can blow it. Oh, he's.
Oh my.
He's gonna get it. I don't think Jesulin noticed. If you saw he stutter stepped there, I think he was trying to spread out his squad so that if Jesulin blew the demo.
He swept the demo charge. That's an achievement, man. I got to ring my ding ding for that. That is something special because, of course, Jesulin, had he known, I guess, so the demo doesn't provide line of sight then. He couldn't see that happening, could he?
Right, yeah, but if he had moved like his M3 or anything up to have line of sight, I mean, it's still a dangerous game, but Luvnest played it really well. Like I was saying, he stutter stepped. He was trying to spread out his squad so that if Jesulin blew the demo, he would only lose 3 of the models.
Right, and preserve that that little upgrade. You know, upgrading the sweepers costs ammo, so you definitely don't want to lose that squad. And that was just, you know, a ballsy move from Luvnest, and it paid off. He was able to sweep the demo chart and put down some mines of his own right in the center.
Yeah, that's a really, really good spot for that Teller mine. I don't know if Jesulin even has sweepers yet. No, he actually Jesulin went for 2 flamers, so he'll actually have no capability to find that and sweep that.
Okay, the M3 is going to stick and run, but the Faust is delivered. We get a damaged engine. That M3 is still a bit mobile. We have an 18-8 exchange, tit for tat. So both scout cars have damaged engine, but here are some extra conscripts. They're going to try. They're going to oorah. They're going to try to get another 18-8 off, but I don't think they're going to throw it. It didn't look like they got it off.
No, I don't think he could quite get the range. Since Luvnest was on the road, his M3 or his 222 would actually be a little bit faster than the cons once the oorah expires.
Oh, careful, Jesulin. He's got understrength conscript squad in this house down to 1 man. He's going to retreat out the back door and run. It looks like he's going to escape. Let's see what's happening in the center. We have another fight. Man, these combat engineers. Wow, we see an M5 from Jesulin. That's interesting. Think we're going to see some Barton strat action where he piles flamers into the M5?
Yeah, he does have 2 flamethrowers, so it would make a lot of sense. Oh no, he just popped his quad mount, actually. He's blocking the retreat of this pack.
Oh, I can't believe it. Welcome to the show, Quad Gun, one of the most glorious units, just strictly based on the beautiful animation of this quad gun and how it fires. What a glorious unit. It was extremely popular in the original Company of Heroes, but we don't so often see it here in Code 2. But Jesulin instantly uses it to wipe the crew of a pack and then steal it for himself. A big win for Jesulin.
That's a huge one, especially since Jesulin is opting for Tier 3, and the Pack 40 is so deadly to those Tier 3 units. And it's even good against the inevitable Tiger that we're pretty sure Luvnest will get. And he actually went against my pick, and he went with that Mechanized Assault. I wonder if he is going to want to get the Stug E once he unlocks it in a half a CP.
That's right, half a point. He'll hit 6. Let's see. It looks like he's got, fuel and manpower in the bank. Although he just spent his manpower, he's going to build another pack. He feels he needs one. He's not going to be able to save manpower for that Stug.
Yeah, I mean, he has to have it because he knows that M5 quad is there. Without a pack, there's just going to be nothing to even contest. Oh, and he just lost a full Gren squad. That is cut off on a mine.
He did indeed. Well done by Jesulin. These guys are starting to look like the heavyweights that they are, just trading big blows one after the next. Look at the animation on the... It's Star Wars on Samoski. Look at the quad gun shooting laser beams. Oh, gorgeous.
Beautiful. It's already up to 5 kills, actually.
All right, let's see what's happening in the north real quick. The scout car 222 has picked up double vet. The M3's running around. He's a bit behind the lines. Let's see if he gets Fausted.
I think he's a little bit out of range to Faust. But here comes the T-34 rumbling towards both of those Gren squads.
Yes, indeed. We have a new member of this battle. The most produced tank in World War II, the T-34. Looking good with its blue decals and its camouflage. Jesulin's army looking very comfortable, capping up the entire map. It falls from red to blue. I can give you a quick look at the points held graph. You can see both army value, Jesulin is leading, and now points held has completely flip-flopped in the past 2 minutes. Jesulin now has to try to hold this pin. The Stug E is out. Stug A, we would say, if we were going to go full German pronunciation. But I think Stug E is clear. You know, my name is a bastardization of German and English pronunciation. The Ami Polizei part is German pronunciation, and the Funk part, as this conscript squad gets annihilated by the Stug, the Funk part I say with the English pronunciation. So I'm all half and half. See ya.
I didn't know that. That's interesting, though.
Because Funk in German would be Funk. But that would just sound weird, right? Ami Polizei Funk. That would sound weird.
Yeah, that would be a little bit.
I can't go there. All right. Luvnest is coming with everything he's got around the north. We saw Cruzy move out onto the map this way earlier in the third place match.
It's definitely the way you have to go once you're pinned, because I mean he already hit a mine there and lost a squad. There's already the quad has been sitting there and the cons have been. Oh, the teller! Did you see the teller?
No, it was in the center.
Yeah, look in mid.
It got the M5, huh? Or the M17 after it's upgraded.
One shot.
Oh, I completely missed it. I completely missed it. Now that, what was that? The scout car fall. I missed that too. Okay, I'm losing observer points rapidly.
I distracted you from the death of the 222, to be fair. I just wanted you to see the burning carcass of the M5 in the middle that ran over that teller.
I'm so glad you did. So guys are losing units. They're trading blows. Touche. Oh, wow. I'm seeing lots of red XP. I think another Volksgrenadier squad just went down. Sorry, blue XP happening. Oh, now I'm seeing red XP as the stolen pack is cleared, and then an extra nade thrown in for good measure. The T-34 is going to try to go in and flank. Jesulin's getting very ballsy. He does have a second T-34 coming up from the rear. He's able to kill the Stug E. How did he do that so quickly?
Well, it had taken 2 shots from the stolen pack. Here comes the Flamers flanking that other pack. The other pack gets decrewed. Yeah, Luvnest has to call it. He lost all of his Grens except for 2. He lost his pack. He lost his only tank.
Wow, GG. So one thing that we frequently say about Jesulin is that he's so good at his game awareness, and he's so good at like moving the zone. You know the zone defense in basketball when you have to like switch it from left to right? Well, you know, he had all these units in the center guarding the bridge right outside of the Axis base, but he predicted very deftly that you know Luvnest would try to move around the north, and he was able to move all of his forces up there, get his stolen pack into position, get a bunch of infantry to support his T-34 push, and when he pushed through that line, you know, Luvnest was already weak. And Jesulin sensed that he had the advantage in that skirmish, and he forced the issue. And look at that, man. Cleared him out and got the GG.
Yeah, the quad timing was really, really good on Jesulin, too. Like, I think if he hadn't picked up that pack, it would have been a much different game, because Luvnest would have had 2 packs and his Stug against the T-34s instead of being in a position where his own pack ends up killing his tank.
Yeah, that's right. The quad enabled this pack steal, and the pack steal enabled the kill of the Stug E, and that led to GG. So pieces are falling like dominoes. Very good game. Once again, I'm rocking the Control-Alt-6. Allies win. All right, guys. Ciaz is here in spirit with his wedding photograph, and we've got his voice. And Jesulin is going to take a 2-1 lead. I can mark that up on my scoreboard. I always feel the pressure that we got to get right into that next game. I'm paranoid that there's going to be some kind of quick game and we're going to miss it or something. Ciaz, are there any like shout outs or things you want to make the community aware of before we go to break?
Sure. I'll go ahead and ease your mind. We have about 5 minutes until the next match begins. I was just checking it on the screen, on the live game screen. And I guess a shout out to my own YouTube channel. I've been casting some games recently, and I would like to do a bunch of casts of this tournament specifically. Hopefully, the patch that Relic released today, or whatever update it was, didn't screw up all of our beautiful replays, because we had so many good games yesterday. And just
We
big
did.
shout out to Kota.org and Dr. Walks for providing this tournament, running it, and everything. It's been a beautiful 1v1 tournament, probably the most skill-intensive tournament, just in the number of top players that have signed up. It was a hugely stacked tournament, and it's been beautiful to watch.
It has been. And Relic just made an update to the way the replays are handled, in that if it's not a balance patch, if it's just some other kind of fix, like, it won't break older replays. There's something about, they just announced something about that about a month ago. So hopefully that'll come into play in this situation, and hopefully we can still somehow view all of those incredible games that were played over the weekend. There were round 4 games, that I haven't even seen yet. I have no idea when they went down. I want to see the demise of Symbiosis after watching him beat Twister in those amazing 2 games, those long games on Langroskaya. I want to see how Luvnest was able to put Symbiosis out of this tournament. So yeah, there's great content in there that needs to make its way to YouTube to be preserved for posterity. I'm glad you plugged your channel. I'd like to plug our channel as well, Coat2org on YouTube. Tomorrow morning we'll have all of these finals games uploaded. You can share them with your friends, post them around. I also want to plug Romeo's channel. Romeo has a YouTube channel. He did tons of casts. Of course, he joined me yesterday, and he did 11 games the day before that. And then also Computer Eat has a channel. So if you are an aspiring RTS caster, come have a hand at Company of Heroes 2. It is such a rich landscape, both audio, visual. You'll love it. Give it a shot. We want more casters. We want to grow the scene. All right, before we get too far behind these guys, I'm going to take us to the break, and we're going to be back with what could be. We don't know. It's live. It's happening right now. It could be the decisive game of this tournament. Jesulin is up 2-1. We'll be back with game number 4 after the break.